Good morning. I'm tired this morning. I wanted to sleep. Pete is at the Napa place. He's gonna... the part that he got for his self-steering didn't seem right. It seemed like it had the potential to leak. I get back and he ordered another one. What happened, Pete?
Got a faulty part. Noticed it before I put it back together, luckily.
Yeah, the new one's not as wiggly. It's good. It's cool. That would have sucked to have to put it all back together and then realize it still leaked. So that was good on you for catching that. Here at the wood shop. Look at your arms.
So now when you do this, you gotta make sure that the...
Want me to hold the light?
Yeah, that's the way. That's it right there. See where the 3/8 socket goes in that square hole? Yeah.
Put the 3/8 socket in there.
Yeah.
There's a small breaker over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a breaker bar for sure. Okay, so now this way, it's gonna go like that. We want to go this way. So.
Q&A. Joe Surfer asked, are you and Pete ever thinking about getting married? Never decided on it, and I don't think we will. I don't think it's really that we're gonna break up or anything. It's just that we never really wanted to do the marriage thing. Oh, D.V. Sear, I think that might be how you spell it. He mentioned about the articulated extension handle to use when we hand steer, and we definitely thought about that. Instead of having to hold our arm up and steer the whole time, it would be nice to have a handle. That way we can move our arm around instead of steering for 30 hours or however long we're steering for. A. Langwell asked, is Layla the reason the foredeck is also called the poop deck? You might be right. I think I'm going to Google that. Why is the poop deck called the poop deck?
According to Wikipedia, in naval architecture, a poop deck is a deck that forms the roof of a cabin built in the rear or aft part of the superstructure of a ship. The name originates from the French word for stern, la poupe, from Latin puppies.
Well, Courtney, it sounds like you both are having a ball. Your videos are not just interesting but great. Do I understand that you write that you want to sell Norna? Are you going to give up living on a boat? No, we're not selling Norna. We're going to keep her for as long as we can, as long as we can afford her, and probably longer because we probably can't afford her anyway. It's a boat. Yeah, we are not giving up living on a boat. What we're doing actually right now, as you can tell from the last few videos, is that we are repairing our roof. And in order to do so, we had to bring the boat up to Maine because it's cheaper to store the boat in a barn up there than it is to try to store it in a barn in Florida. It's very expensive here. So that's kind of what we're doing. It's going to be a big job, so that's why we decided to bring it up there to do it. Meanwhile, we have a few plans. Back at the ranch. We have a few plans. We might want to get property out in Maine eventually in the long run. We're thinking of doing another self-sustainable sort of living the same way that we do in the boat, with solar and wind, and being as environmentally conscious as we can with the building of a house to live in. So that is a long-term goal that we have. But until then, we've got the boat. We're going to go up there every summer and sail her around, and eventually, hopefully when we haul her out next time, maybe we'll have some property we can put her on. So I don't know, it just depends on what we can find. We might be looking for somebody who, because we don't have a huge chunk of money, we'd need to find somebody who would be willing to let us pay off the property. So that's kind of what our plans are. But yeah, we aren't giving up on the boat life. That is our way of life, and it has been for 10 years now. We're taking a little bit of a break so that we can repair the boat is really what's happening. Being a wood boat, being that it was in Florida, it was going to die down here in Florida. And I'm glad we brought it up to Maine because there has been hurricanes and tropical storms that have passed through here this year, so I'm really glad that we got it up there before we got caught in anything like that. Reds Morris 1 asked, what site do you get your charts from? We got our charts from Navionics. We use an iPad, and then we downloaded the Navionics East Coast America's charts. The first time we actually really used electronic charts, and I will say they worked really well. Michael Kerr asked, Handy Billy, is that the block and tackles you use? Yeah, that is the block and tackles, and the Handy Billy helps with, because we don't have any winches, we tie the line or the Handy Billy line around our sheets and then pull the Handy Billy so that we can pull the sheets in. Especially if it's really tight, it helps with the tension and everything. Same way a winch would do, except you're using line and blocks. Block and tackle. Jack Frowen asked, is the for sale CD available on eBay or Amazon? I don't have it on either venue right now, but I will get it on electronic version eventually. Just got to get there.
6 o'clock practice tomorrow here.
This is Krista's banjo. As you can see, it needs a little love. Some pretty bad rust going on. The head needs tightening also. Obviously no strings left. Haven't even really checked the tuners to know. And the neck probably needs adjusting on it to even make it playable. So there's a lot of work to be done for this. How nice an instrument is when you give it a little love. Looks a little nicer and shinier, huh? Guys, we're tightening the head right now. We tried to adjust the action, but this thing wouldn't allow the action to be adjusted. Pete has the truck running again. We actually have power steering for the truck, but no bumper. The bumper on it rusted away, so he took that thing off and osfoed and cleaned it up. But here's the bumper. Everything working good?
Got a little vibration.
He also osfoed the muffler on the bus. We're back at the house, back at the ranch, and having some chicken and rice and corn and salad. Think that's it for the day. See you guys tomorrow.